Hello, hello, hello. What is up, Millennial Nation? Welcome to Millennial Nation Worldwide. I am your host, the OG Millennial. Go on ahead, like, comment, and subscribe if you're liking what you're hearing. We're going to talk briefly about some interesting news, such as the UFC card, not the UFC card, but the MVP card that Rhonda Rousey's fighting on. Got a match added to it. We're going to talk about what the match is. Couple local things I heard about in the news that seemed kind of big, and then we're going to do a review. We're going to do this review of WWE Raw versus AEW Dynamite. This is week number 2 in March, right, of 2026, just to keep on track. We're going to put them together at the end, match them up to see who wins, and we'll have a winner. Last week it was AEW. This week it's going to be interesting to see who pulls it out. So without further ado, going into our first topic, we got Francis Ngannou versus Philippe Lins. All right, this is the card that's for May 16th. The one where Rhonda Rousey is fighting against Gina Serrano. So it's going to be an interesting interaction. I saw the press conference that they had the other day. I think it was yesterday, maybe. Today is Thursday. So I believe that, it was yesterday. And it was very interesting. They had some people there asking questions. And most importantly, we had Jake Paul. We had a Jake Paul appearance, right? So Jake Paul was in the middle of everything when it came to this promotion of the match card, right? And the addition of the second match. So the main event is going to be Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. And then the second match added again is Francis Ngannou versus Philippe Lins. And I'm personally not too familiar with either of these guys. You know, if you guys listening have any idea of these two fighters, if you have any, like matches that you would suggest for me to go and look at to see what they're all about, I definitely would, because I know nothing about these guys. However, I did hear some after the press conference interviews happening and some questions during the press conference, like when Jake Paul got up on the mic and asked a question to this guy, Francis Ngannou, right? And they kind of had a little back and forth. Apparently, this guy, Francis Ngannou, was the guy who Jake Paul was originally going to fight before he fought the last person, right? Alexander Joshua, I believe was his name, yeah. Might have to go and look that up just to be 100% sure. But the one where Jake Paul got his jaw broken in 2 places, right? That fight. Originally, Jake Paul was supposed to fight against this guy, Francis Ngannou, right? And so it's going to be interesting, to see what leads after the fight. And to see if Jake Paul wants to get back into the ring in a serious manner. But as far as I know, this is going to be a cage match. And I don't think Jake Paul has ever been in the cage. So it will probably be like a boxing match if Jake Paul were going to get down, in my opinion. But I'm excited about it. It's May 16th. So it's going to be a few days right after my birthday. I'm going to do some celebrating and watch this fight on Netflix. Mostly for Ronda Rousey, I want to see Ronda Rousey back in the ring, scrapping, especially in her natural element, the octagon, right? Or the hexagon, I guess, the 6-sided one. It's going to be a 6-sided ring, so it's going to be fun to watch. If you guys are watching, let me know. Let me know if you're going to be interested in it. Maybe we could do like a watch party or something like that. I don't know how that works, but some other stuff that's happening in the news, right? Apparently, FBI are investigating they're investigating the Detroit area, a synagogue attack, apparently. I don't know too much about it, but I'll do some digging to see what happened there, because synagogues, right? People attacking churches, it doesn't seem cool in my opinion, but I don't know what's going on, so I got to do some research. And then Rihanna's house, right? Rihanna's house got shot up, y'all. That is not cool, man. I am not happy with people harassing this poor lady Rihanna, right? And ASAP, right, I think is her man, right? And they got kids and stuff, and they're trying to live a nice, happy life in the hills, and people getting shot at, right? And it's crazy. You got the lady's name on here, right, who did the shooting. Let's see if I can find it again. She was a Hispanic lady, right? I don't freaking have the tab link with their name on it, but I can post it later when I'm doing the edit. 10 shots though, right? So unfortunately there were 10 shots that were fired at the home of Rihanna. I think this was yesterday. And the FBI are probably still doing an investigation, but they got the person who shot him, who shot their property. Apparently they went to the mall. The shooter, the lady, she went to the mall to go hang out at the mall. Ivana Lacetti Ortiz, there we go, is the name of the lady who did the shooting, right? So if you want to chime in and give your opinion on what you think about Rihanna's house getting shot up, especially getting shot up with an assault rifle, I would love to hear your thoughts, you know. And again, you know, if the woman shoots up the place, she has to be aware that there's cameras everywhere, right? And you go and hide in a mall. I understand trying to hide in a mall, but again, there's cameras everywhere. There's almost nowhere a person can go to escape crime nowadays, right? Especially in the hills. A lot of those streets up there, because I work in the hills, it's confusing, man. So, you know, it's hard to get away if you're trying to commit crime up there. Don't commit crime at all, though. I'm not suggesting go up there and commit crimes, but definitely want to pray for the kids of Rihanna. You know, that they have not been affected mentally by this, right? They try and move out of the hood so that they don't have to experience this life, right? So, you know, media, I'm hoping the media gives them a break and that the media is not out there just trying to put 24-hour surveillance on these guys, waiting for them to leave the house so that they could try and get an interview, right? That ain't cool. But I heard it on TMZ, so you know, if TMZ and Harvey Levin is reporting it, it's real, right? So